It was about 4.5 years ago that the map of our world was very different from today. But then, with time, man developed and designed ships that could sail easily even in the opposite direction of the wind, and thus began the discovery of new areas of this world that very few people knew about before. And one of these new areas was the Roanoke Island, an island near America. When English ships first reached this island, they liked it very much. Pleasant weather, beautiful forests made of dense trees, and a blue beach. So the captain of the ship, Sir John White, decided that he would establish a village on this island, and thus, about 115 people came together and established a village on the island, whose unfortunate fate no one could even imagine at that time. At first, everything went well, and the next year, Sir John White had a granddaughter, who was the first Christian girl born on American soil. Then, gradually, the villagers convinced Sir John White to return to England and bring more people and some supplies, because the villagers' belongings were disappearing one by one. And Sir John White's diary shows that even a silver glass of his own had disappeared from his chest without a trace. However, Sir John White returned to England to get more people and supplies, and a few months later, when he returned on his granddaughter's birthday, they were still at sea when they saw that the entire island was surrounded by a smoke-like fog that they had never seen before. Although Sir White wanted to reach his granddaughter's birthday, it was advised that firstly, it was already evening, and secondly, the fog would make anchoring the ship in this weather not free from danger. So it was decided to spend the night here on the ship at sea. However, the people on the ship continued to sing English songs loudly until late at night, so that the villagers would know that we had arrived here. But in the morning, when the fog cleared and the ship's crew reached the island, they saw that fresh traces made by people's footsteps were visible, but the entire village had disappeared somewhere. These people searched the entire island, but there was no trace of the villagers. Even until Sir John White's death, he kept searching for his granddaughter and the villagers, but to this day, no trace of them has been found. Dozens of theories have been put forward over the past 400 years about how the entire village disappeared. For example, some say they were attacked and killed by local tribesmen, but everything in the village houses was neatly packed away and there was no sign of any kind of quarrel or struggle. Some say there may have been a famine in the village, but a recent study of the internal rings of all the trees there shows that there was never a famine. What happened to this unfortunate village? No one knows to this